In this video, we're going to do a week 9 GPP lineup on the main slate for DraftKings. And anytime we do a GPP lineup, we start off with a stack, and we're going to attack one of the highest scoring games of the week, Seattle and Arizona, 50 over and under. And let's attack it with Kyler Murray, who has to be excited the fact that over the last 2 weeks, he's gotten DeAndre Hopkins back. He even is rushing a good amount. So I love his ceiling, and we will pair him with, yes, his favorite target, DeAndre Hopkins. All Hopkins has done since coming back for 2 games is average 11 receptions and 13 and a half targets. That's insane. And you know what is really insane? Did you see that touchdown pass that he caught? The guy has such good hands. If I was Kyler Murray, I would just throw it to him all the time, just in his direction, and know that he'll come down and get it. Who are we going to run it back with? Well, for the Seahawks, it's usually a close call between Metcalf and Lockett, but we'll go with Lockett, who is the cheaper option, $300 cheaper. And you might say, yes, this is a guy who normally has some very sure hands. But as good as his week was last week, he uncharacteristically dropped a wide open, perfect pass in the end zone. It would have been about a 35-yard pass, touchdown pass, which would have made his good game be a great game. So let's get him in the lineup, and hopefully he'll come through for us. All right, so that's our first stack. We got a total of 3 stacks in this lineup. The second stack is we're going to attack the Cincinnati and Carolina game. Now, I'm surprised, especially after seeing Cleveland absolutely torch the Bengals on Monday night. I'm surprised that the over-under is only 42.5. But nonetheless, let's get in on the Cincinnati side at running back. Let's get in Joe Mixon at $6,500. You know, remember, Jamar Chase is out, and Mixon is going to be one of the beneficiaries of getting even a larger role. One thing about Mixon is not only will he get involved in the passing game, but he is the bell cow back and the goal line back. And game script for this game says that they are a 7.5 point favorite. So I do expect Cincinnati to be playing from ahead and Carolina to be trying to pass to keep up. So the best weapon in the passing attack for Carolina is none other than DJ Moore. You know, DJ Moore has always been someone that has targeted a lot on Carolina, but he's had his 2 best games in the last 2 weeks, the most receptions, the most receiving yards, and the most fantasy points, all in the last 2 weeks. Why is that? Well, 2 reasons. One, PJ Walker is at quarterback and is playing better than the quarterbacks that were playing at the position earlier in the season. And 2, Christian McCaffrey was traded, who was a target hog on this team. That gives even more opportunities for DJ Moore to get that breakout ceiling like he had last week. All right, so where are we going to go from here? Why don't we feature our third stack with a 44 over under? Let's attack the Miami-Chicago game. Once again, game script. The game script is Miami will be ahead. They're 5-point favorites. So if they're going to be ahead, let's get the running game going for Miami, and that is Raheem Mostert. And not only is Mostert the bell cow running back on this team, but he is someone that will benefit from the fact that you attack the Chicago Bears on the ground. They're the second worst rush defense. So that's our expectation, that Miami will be ahead. And on the flip side, Chicago will be behind, trying to keep pace. And the guy that we want to get in our lineup on the Chicago side is Darnell Mooney. Now, DraftKings, real bargain with Darnell Mooney, all the way down at 4,700. It's not often you can get a number one wide receiver at $4,700. I think that's just because earlier this year, the Chicago offense and he was absolutely dreadful. But look what he's done in the last 5 weeks. He's been very consistent. And the only thing that's missing is he hasn't gotten into the end zone. And let's see if that changes this week. He's always a deep threat as well. So Darnell Mooney, happy to get him in to our GPP lineup. All right, we only have $5,500 for a tight end and a defense. So we've got to go on the cheap. At tight end, let's go with the guy that DraftKings is insistent on disrespecting at only 3,300 in a dream matchup is Evan Ingram facing the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 30th against tight ends. And for at a defense, well, folks, I'm going to let you figure out who our defense is. Okay, it's the Jets. Okay, forget just for a moment that they're facing Buffalo. All right. We get a bargain basement defense that is at home that puts pressure on the quarterback. They have, I believe, 21 sacks. This is a defense that has performed really well this year. Just look at their defensive totals with their head coach, Robert Saleh. They are emphasizing the defense. So what's the only negative? Yeah, the negative is they face probably the best offense in all of football in Buffalo. But for a punt play, anything can happen on defense. I'm happy to get an aggressive defense that's at home in the New York Jets. I also did, along with Michael Wiley, a cash lineup for week 9. That video is on the screen. And also we did a FanDuel cash and GPP lineup. Check out that video. Until next time, take care, everybody.